All right, it's Saturday, May 4th at 6:56 a.m. and this is the Cosmic Love May 2024 post, the Tortured Poets Department. I'm just going to read the blog post, and this video will be in the blog post. If this is your first post, here are the cliff notes to bring you up to speed. I have a voice in my head I think is the planet Earth, and I wrote a book about it called 108, The Story of Discovering Earth's Consciousness. In the book, I disclose the evidence of what and why I believe the Earth and stars are conscious due to their magnetism. Here on the blog, I assume the belief that the Earth is conscious and is already trying to communicate. This cosmic love log postulates that Gaia, the Earth, uses her magnetism for telepathy that highlights cognition between romantic prospects to guide evolution. All right, where we left off. Well, here is the new Charlotte's Web track I mentioned last time, and I left that just above there on the blog. I never ended up getting a girlfriend. Besides that, there's not really anything that carried over. Here are the new coincidences. Madam Web, in my book, 108, The Story of Discovering Earth's Consciousness, I talk about how a computer screen opened in my head when I was having a schizophrenic episode. I explain how it looked like a translucent computer desktop screen with a Chrome-like browser that would play YouTube videos that would connect me to Madam Web, who was the ruler of our sector of the universe. I was reminded of this episode in my life after hearing about the new Apple Vision. I talk about it in the February 4th Cato and Wish Sunday update, but the new Apple Vision is like schizophrenia on demand with controllable and programmable auditory and visual hallucinations. The Apple Vision came out around the same time as the movie Madam Web hit theaters. On February 22nd, Selena Gomez dropped Love On. I don't see much cosmic love besides Selena's blue flower that reminds me of Emma's blue rose identifier that I talk about in my book, 108. Then on March 5th, I watched Philip DeFranco to find astronomers discovered evidence of dark matter. As Phil would say in his segment, it may give you a vision of a spider god that spews dark matter, which I also talk about in my March 10th, 2024 Sunday update. It's notable for later that during my schizophrenic episode, Madam Web was grooming Taylor Swift to be her replacement / protege. You can hear about the full story starting in March 17th, 2024 Sunday update, but I'm currently still looking for a female feature for my track Be Mine. The song is personal about my struggle with schizophrenia and cosmic love, and I need a female vocalist that can sound like an ancient Greek siren. I thought I had a candidate in VR, but she turned out to be outside my budget. Around the same time, V posted a picture of her with a dress on in a pool that reminded me of a mermaid, and ancient Greek sirens were thought of to be mermaids. Whale talk. Then on April 15th, Emma's birthday, I read an article about how scientists had a conversation with a whale using AI. This is significant and also relates to my music because in Praises, which was released December 2023, I rap, "We can't even communicate to plants, let alone dolphins. How we gonna talk to aliens or Earth, even if we wanna?" The whale conversation is an important step forward to understanding and collaborating with other species on a planet with a dying biosphere. This is also important because it's communication between two different entities or species with different linguistics. What if there are intelligent beings, but we just haven't figured out how to talk to them? What if there's a galactic federation? Star talk. When scientists first studied pulsar suns, they thought it was a signal of intelligence from the pattern of the pulse. Then came August 15th, 1977, and the wow signal from a pulsar that you can read about on Wiki or the BBC. Again, my theory is I think the stars and planets with magnetism are conscious and telepathic and communicate through semantics, given by highlighting cognition. Given the context of this post, What if a star itself literally spoke to show its conscious in 1977 and we have just dismissed it as interference because we don't know how to listen to stars yet? Okay, the Tortured Poets Department. I left the Cosmic Love Brownies song in the blog. The most recent Cosmic Love coincidence and reason for this post is Taylor Swift's The Tortured Poets Department. I have left the newest official track about Taylor just above in the post because it and my song Reputation will be important and necessary listening to understanding the coincidences and mirroring between Taylor's and my work. The truth is, I have already responded to Taylor in music. I made a song called No Don't Stop that is a remix of Russ's That's My Girl 2 days after their release that I left up on SoundCloud that you can listen to. It'll stay up until I get the money to remake the whole song and officially publish it. Then there's the Reputation song in the blog. The following is a track-by-track breakdown of the semantic mirrors I see between Taylor and my work. I linked a TikTok of the Tortured Poets Department's Easter eggs to give you an idea of how people interpret Taylor's art. I do the same things. In general, Taylor's mirroring to me is like the semantics of Gaia in that the coincidences are peppered across her album. There are a couple songs that could be about me, one in particular, Down Bad, but most of the mirroring is spread across the work rather than concentrated. The references are scattered throughout the project. It's like a communication puzzle. Selena's Love On and her line, Wait Till I Turn My Love On, for instance, makes more sense in light of this post in Taylor's The Tortured Poets Department. Okay, could be. Remember, I think Gaia the Earth is highlighting cognition affecting Taylor's thoughts and behavior in order to use her as a vessel to communicate with me. The theory is that Gaia does this pervasively and consistently across species to guide evolution. If this is happening to me, it's happening to others. I'm just telling my perspective. Back in 2017, I got upset because I didn't understand Gaia the way I do today and couldn't explain why I thought things in the media were reflecting my life. Basically, the semantic reflections I will devolve have been happening since 2012. I started divulging my cosmic love theory and log in about 2021. So although the semantic coincidences have been happening for a decade and only made sense through internal cognition and my immediate environment, which is why it has to be Gaia, the mirroring could be manufactured coincidences intentionally by Taylor making reference to my music and blog. Could be, but still probably not. Still, the fact is Taylor could be talking to me and making reference in my work. As you can tell by the links, the references are all public as usual timelined. Fortnite. As the YouTube channel Signs and Symbols says, Fortnite might be in part based off the life of Clara Bow, who was an it girl in Hollywood in the 1920s who once had shock therapy for schizophrenia. There are a couple things that stand out immediately about the music video. First, the first time I ever heard about the word Fortnite was Bo Burnham's Art is Dead. Second, there are at least semantic similarities between Taylor's Fortnite music video and Lady Gaga's You and I and Marry the Night, specifically the patient table and hospital scenes respectively. This is significant because I have explained before when this started happening, Lady Gaga was my first cosmic love and I used to get semantics from her work then, specifically You and I and Marry the Night, just like I get semantics from Taylor's now. And you're going to have to go to the blog. I left all the pictures of showing the similarities, semantics between the Fortnite and You and I and Marry the Night. I will leave pictures up from the music video to show the semantics. In general, it seems like Taylor takes from Marry the Night in the beginning of Fortnite and You and I at the end. Is the photo at 1 minute and 51 in Fortnite and orange blue is that orange blue that I talk about in the September 2023 BAM post. And for some reason, 319 reminds me of Maroon 5's Payphone. The Tortured Poets Department, the second track. This seems to be about propinquity and realizing how are we going to get close to each other. Dylan and Patty fell in love because of propinquity. You are literally attracted to those that are in your geographic region, which is what propinquity is about. I feel like Taylor is reflecting my song Talk to Me. She talks about who else decodes you at the end of the song. Honestly, if anybody would understand my Gaia theory, it would be Taylor with all her Easter eggs that she uses, because Gaia is basically doing the same thing with the environment, which is her. My boy only breaks his favorite toys, track 3. The hook seems like what I talked about in the Cosmic Love Brownies official blog post. In it, I admit I went against Taylor pretty hard when I was in my throes of schizophrenia, and it's one of those things where you destroy what you love. 4, Down Bad. This track is surreal. I don't ever know if I told this story. I probably did, but it's not up anymore. But when I was in my throes of schizophrenia, I had a hallucination that Taylor was on an alien ship and I had to do what they told me to save her. She was on the ship. I was communicating telepathically and had to find where they dropped her off. I spent a lot of time on the back roads of Michigan, but this song reminds me of that experience. Taylor literally says cosmic love in this song. In Cosmic Love Brownies, I say, be the antithesis to bad, and in my song Reputation, I say, fight me. So it's like she's fighting me for us, where she's down bad to fuck you if I can't have us. So 5, So Long London. This is definitely about Joe. It seems Taylor semantically recognizes blue with the line, you sacrificed us to the gods of your bluest days. 6, But Daddy, I love him. I don't really see anything here. 7, Fresh Out the Slammer. I actually live right next to a jail. As it says in my letters, now I know better, I will never lose my baby. Is like me saying, now that I know better, I'll never be off my medication. 8, Florida. It seems Taylor is talking about how the South is criminalizing living, like books or abortion. 9, Guilty as Sin. What if he's written mine on my upper thigh only in my mind could be interpreted as, what if it's really only me that knows he loves me, which given my fan size is pretty relatable. I have a theme of being pious to my cosmic loves, and Taylor sings, I choose you and me religiously. I'm gonna get you back sounds like gorgeous. Who is afraid of little old me, track 10. Taylor's lyrics, so tell me everything is not about me, but what if it is? And then they say they didn't do it to hurt me, but what if they did? I still agree with the first line and used to think the second without medication. I can fix him, no really I can. This one is not about me. Loss of my life. This is clearly about Joe. 13, I can do it with the broken heart. This is clearly about killing her shows with the broken heart. If she did know who I was, it sounds like she broke up with Joe and was thinking about cosmic love and knows I exist, or more likely, Gaia is affecting her subconscious again and influencing her lyrics to semantically reflect my work. It could also be because Taylor is a peer and so we'll have a lot in common. So it seems like she is talking about me when it's really just a coincidence, but that's no fun. It's a lot cooler to think those coincidences are love that's guided by divine intervention. 14, The Smallest Man That Ever Lived. This is clearly about Joe, who hurt her. At least I hope I didn't hurt her this bad. 15, Alchemy. Remember the original mixtape was the Chalice mixtape where it was a fantasy that I met Taylor Swift, or the prophecy that I met Taylor Swift, did business with Marcus Lemonis, and ended up with Emma Watson. This reminds me of my first post, which was about Emma Watson. In it, I showed the semantics I received from her. Check out the December 2023 Dear post for the latest, but basically my identifier was a yellow E. Taylor has the lyrics, but this time with an E. She says, ditch the clowns, get the crown, and I rap, I prep the seat upon your throne in Reputation, and alchemy turns things gold or yellow. Clara Bow, what does dazzling mean? I feel like track 16, I feel like it has a deeper meaning. Blue Rose was Emma's signifier. If Taylor is doing this on purpose, she is leaning into Emma being a cosmic love too, which the lyrics with with the lyrics, beauty is a beast that roars, I'm on all fours demanding more. Black Dog 17 reminds me of the Cardigan beat. 18, I'm gonna get you back. This has the same feel as Down Bad with the wavy sound. It has that theme of fighting me. Taylor says, you were never not mine, and say you got somebody, I'll say I got somebody too, which reminds me of Alchemy. And it's like she's gonna get me back for getting angry at her while schizophrenic. 19, the Albatross. This seems like the message of love can be dangerous. 20, Marcus. I don't know what this song is called. There's a bunch of names, but this, and I'm doing the long version of the poet departments, the extended version, obviously. This is what I'm saying, semantics that are peppered in. This song was the name Marcus. The Chalice mixtape was about how I met Taylor, did business with Marcus Lemonis, and ended up with Emma. I also have an underground demo on SoundCloud called Carrie, Charlotte, or Mary. How did it end? I see no coincidences. Track 22, So High School. Taylor sings, I know Aristotle, brand new, full throttle. Aristotle's Academy was called the Lyceum. My record company is called Lyceum Records. In my remix of Loyal on the Chalice mixtape, I rap, I hope I left you shocked like cardiac arrest. Humbled by the wonder of Charlotte's Web. Engine running stifled, you're my idol, make it rev. Stumbling through Wonderland with Alice in my head. 23, I hate it here. If you follow me long enough, you'll find I'm disillusioned by America's government and economic system and think the government's disability rules are ridiculous. Basically, I can't have a normal life because my labor power is exploited for healthcare. Or in other words, I can't work for it like I talk about in the April 21st, 2024 Sunday update. This is part of a larger problem with inequality in America that you can read at farminghumans.com or by watching the linked video about why America is a piece of shit. Taylor, or Gaia, is basically saying, I hear you, to my disgruntlement. With my Sunday update, I look like a poet trapped inside the body of a finance guy. Finance intentionally rhymes with finance, and I'm a poet of sorts. Thank you, Amy. I've heard the theories about this is about Kim and North is going to come home rocking Taylor. This shows that Taylor does change names and defining clues when she makes songs about people. 25, I look in people's windows. The now at 1 minute and 20 seconds has the now vibes of Halsey's Now or Never. This reminds me of being schizophrenic and how I used to look for Gaga and Taylor in New York, or Emma and Selena in LA. She's saying she looks in people's windows, which is the same as saying I see you everywhere, then says, does it really feel all right to not know me? I'm addicted to that, if only. Okay. The 26th, The Prophecy. It's an interesting choice of track order with the last track being so schizophrenic. What if I'm E and it plays out like fools in a fable? 27, Cassandra. This is about Kanye. 28, Peter. This reminds me of the goal of my music, which is to become financially free so I can afford to chase my cosmic loves. 29, The Bolter. This reminds me of how I refer to Taylor as the Ice Queen in my Reputation track. 30, Robin. I feel like this was inspired by Robin Williams and the Dead Poets Society. 31, The Manuscript. I feel this entire album is about this song. It kind of feels like a cleansing or recovery, and at the end, when she's recovered, the story isn't just mine anymore. I feel like it's kinda a love song to her fans. She makes a show on a manuscript, but by the time it's done, you remember it totally different because you act it out and you perform it. Maybe that's what cosmic love is like. Okay, 20 minutes. That's it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of my family. You're awesome. I hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, take care.